So, ironically, the term chuggy has itself become chuggy, which is good um, because I never much cared for that term. But I am going to employ it here to describe JD Vance and just about everything he's done since he's become vice president. But especially this horrifying trip that he just took to Greenland with his wife and the national security advisor, Michael Waltz, who's clearly looking for any excuse to get out of the United States right now. Um, and the Secretary of Commerce, whose name is escaping me for some reason right now. Anyway, though, you gotta stick with me because there are some fucking brilliant nuggets from this fucking visit. Oh my god! So first of all, this photo. Um, okay, so I photoshopped this photo. Look at the original. Equally funny, right? I mean, they're both fucking. What the fuck? Look at the size of the jacket. I just. He's chuggy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's ick too, right? Like, just you're the vice president of the United States, and you look like a little kid in a big giant jacket. Big giant jacket. It's a hand-me-down jacket he's wearing. That's not even the worst thing. That's actually maybe the best thing that I have to share with you. I think this is fucking insane. So JD Vance is talking about Donald Trump's interest in Greenland and the United States' interest in Greenland. Um, he does not seem very sold on the idea, especially when like the final thing that he says about it is, "Look, the president's into it, and we just can't ignore the president's desires." Well, that's not a reason. That's not a reason to acquire an entire nation, violently or otherwise. Just because one person wants it, the way that he says that, we can't ignore the president's desires. It's concerning. You know what I mean? Like, that's not as convincing of a point as I think you think it is. There, JD. Another just absolutely horrendous quote from this visit. Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security and architecture of this incredible and beautiful landmass filled with incredible and beautiful people. That has to change. And you gotta understand how abnormal this is, and how gauche this is, and how just like just really um, bad diplomacy and bad international relations and bad way to treat your allies and just all around bad this is. To show up, Denmark owns Greenland and Denmark is our ally. And you show up and badmouth Denmark pretty significantly in an effort to get Greenland to declare its independence and join the United States. But do you realize how like insane that is? Like that's like some Russia shit is what it is. That's going and fomenting unrest is what you would call that in um, you know a semi-autonomous region of a country that we are allied with. The vice president shows up uninvited, mind you, uninvited, and they did not. They not only just was he not invited, they didn't want them to show up, and they were originally going to go to a dog sled race, and that got canceled, and so they showed up to the U.S. military base there in Greenland, and that's all they did. So they pretty much went where the United States military was, nothing else, and showed up and badmouthed the country or the leaders of the country that owns Greenland in an effort to get Greenland to break away and join the United States. That is some wild, wild shit. I was really sometimes like you have to stop and pause for a minute and just like process how absolutely insane the world we live in is right now. And this quote I thought was interesting when he says, Greenland is important and it's only going to get more important. You know what he's acknowledging there? I mean, does that click with everyone? He's acknowledging climate change, is what that is. Because all of these Republicans know that climate change is real. And they know that the Arctic is melting and that Greenland is essentially a gateway to all of that. That's that's what they're acknowledging. They all know that it's real, and that's one of the main reasons why they want Greenland, why Donald Trump wants Greenland. There's actually tons of reasons to want Greenland for the United States. It's actually not crazy to want Greenland. The way they're going about it is absolutely fucking insane. And just because there's a good reason to want it doesn't mean it's okay to strong arm your way into getting it. But the argument for wanting Greenland is sound. But this is just this acknowledgement that, you know, climate change, which they all call a hoax. You know what I mean? It's just so frustrating. It's like right there in front of our faces, and they're fuck, they want to speed it up so there's more oceanfront property, as Donald Trump has said. And here's JD Vance sitting and eating. It's his wife next to him, and they're talking to these soldiers. And all I can get out of this image. Hey, do you think you can pop a wheelie with that snowmobile? He's totally talking about popping wheelies. Dude, he's chooky. Is what he is. He's a fucking goon. He's just, everything about that guy fucking sucks. God, he sucks so bad. So bad. He's a cuck too. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's like third fiddle. Fucking Elon Musk doing way more than any vice president has ever done. Go and JD Vance is the insult to our allies. That's his purpose. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are back here in the States, doing the hard work of tearing the government apart bit by bit. They send JD Vance as an insult to these countries that are supposed to be our allies. They look and they're like, oh shit, JD Vance is coming. What the fuck, dude? I thought we had smoothed things over with Trump, but he's sending in fucking couch fucker.